special yesterday. I said, what about the crowd? Because she was talking about communication a lot during practice. She says, we've got to communicate so we don't have confusion because it's going to be loud. But she says, we've played in front of loud crowds before. She wasn't overly concerned about it. On top here is Fritz, just talked about her. Rebound taken away by Tatum Brown. And they throw it away.
Great job there by Danae Fritz, just in the open court, really anticipating. I mean, she's almost like, totally just intercepted that pass right on cue from the open. We talk about her steals per game, and that's what Texas Tech wants to do. They want to convert that defense and force turnovers into easy scores on their end of the floor.
The length may bother Jacksonville a little bit. From the corner, Hannah Nunez, no. Bailey Maupin with the rebound, tries a little shuttle pass inside to Sanogo, no. Maupin for three.
I don't think you could get any better looks right now if you're Texas Tech, and I think you do have to give a little credit to Jacksonville. There is a size advantage for Texas Tech in this game, and you see Jacksonville kind of flying around in that zone, trying to have long arms and take up as much space as they possibly can. Clearly, that's a game plan, trying to force Texas Tech into contested jumpers.
And we talked about what they did in the first half against TCU, had a good first half. Special telling us yesterday they kind of got away from their defensive principles in the second half, allowing TCU to hit threes. Here's Nunez on the drive. Nice dish inside. Sarah Sanogo.
That's what Nunez does. She puts so much pressure on the defense. If you do not pick her up in the full court, she's going to be really deep into the paint, and that's dangerous because Texas Tech can do a lot of different things in terms of generating high percentage shots from the paint.
Well, she's averaging over 5 assists a game. Very special player for the Lady Raiders this year. They showed the double on Williams. Williams forces the pass inside among the bigs. Going to be knocked out. No place to go for Kaylee Howard, the senior out of Zachary, Louisiana, the transfer from Cleveland State. A number of transfers on this team, and talking to Special about it yesterday, she said the players that transferred, they came here because they wanted something different than what they had in their previous school. She takes a personal interest in everybody she recruits. Here's Williams being guarded by Fritz. Shot clock going off. That'll be a shot clock violation.
As we take a look at the keys for Jacksonville, I think one of the biggest things is being able to control the pace of the game. They've got to be good in transition. We talked about that size disadvantage. And then limiting turnovers. They've got to handle Texas Tech pressure. They've got to make sure they value the possessions and get themselves solid shots in the half court. Well,
Tech, one of their big keys today is they've got to take care of the basketball. Jacksonville forces 20 turnovers a ball game. Nunez.
Both of these teams do. I think that's a big key in this game. Who's going to value the possession more?
That's a hustle play. That's what you're going to see a lot of with Jacksonville. You mentioned it. They fly all over the place. Jacksonville wants to push the pace, especially when they're on defense, and that causes their opponents to foul. They're number 3 in the NCAA in free throw attempts a game.
Took the words right out of my mouth as I'm getting ready to talk about Texas Tech. Keys, they've got to play the game without fouling. As you said, Jacksonville 3rd in the country at free throw attempts per game. They shoot just under 28 a game, and then they've got to protect the paint. Make Jacksonville more of a perimeter team. You've got to have great gap help, and as I said in the open, force contested shots.
Well, they're not a great three-point shooting team. They only make 4.8 three-pointers a game, Jacksonville. Their opponents make just under 6. Watch after the misses when Jacksonville does miss a shot. Texas Tech likes to do what they call tag. Get the rebound and run out immediately. Tag is putting a body on the person next to you and pushing them out of the way.
Oh, and it's on the offensive end of the floor when Texas Tech takes a shot. It almost looks like they've got 5 players who are crashing the offensive glass. Right. But part of that is obviously to help with offensive rebounding numbers, but it's keeping Jacksonville in front of them to help better set up their press. Texas Tech wants to be disruptive in the full court. Great pass there by Bailey Maupin, who took a little bit of a shot to the face. She's having a hard time right now, just kind of keeping her eyes open.
Bailey averaging over 3 assists a ball game, having her best year in the last couple of years. Her assist to turnover ratio is the best it's been in a long time. Bristow, nice job defensively. Jacksonville getting it over to Tatum Brown. Tatum Brown, number 2, freshman out of Loganville, Georgia. She is going to be a very special player for Jacksonville. Sanogo the rebound. This is what Tech wants to do. Push, push, and push. Bristow up front, having an incredible year. Hammond's going to be fouled by Howard.
I think that's one of the best things that Jacksonville can do. They've been really good. Now, granted, it's only been a handful of possessions, but they've done a really good job of getting back in transition defense. They haven't given up a lot in the open court, except for maybe that look from Nunez a few possessions ago. But getting back in transition defense, getting matched up, and force Texas Tech to operate in the half court, that's going to help control the pace of the game.
Bristow has to give it up. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Fritz, great hustle on the rebound and the putback.
We love that secondary effort there by Danae Fritz. I mean, the 3-ball has not fallen quite yet, but as any coach will tell you, you see a corner 3, they're going to have you control that opposite block, and that's what she did. Just dove to the rim and able to give her team second chance opportunities.
Krista Gerlich was telling us last week that she believes Danae Fritz is undervalued because she does a lot of little things that don't show up in the stats like we just saw.
Well, that's why I wanted to highlight her in the open. I mean, there's a lot of weapons on this Texas Tech team. They're really deep offensively. This is probably one of the deepest offensive teams I've seen as the 3-ball continues to not fall early on for the Lady Raiders.
0 for 5. Williams on a drive, got it.
And that's what Jacksonville wants to do. They force a rushed shot out at Texas Tech, grab the rebound, and push as quickly as possible in the open floor. They want to get it into the paint and play fast every single possession.
So Jacksonville averages over 73 points a game. They're on pace for the highest in Jacksonville history. Turnaround by Collins, rattles it home.
I mean, listen, that's good defense. Snetta Collins is a really difficult matchup for anybody in the country. You force her to a 12-foot kind of fadeaway jumper. That just speaks, honestly, in my opinion, that just speaks more to Collins' shot-making ability.
We saw it from the very first game this year for Texas Tech. Bristow got a piece of Williams' shot. That was length versus length. Nunez mopping for 3.
And a foul call.
And with that, we'll take a break. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Lady Raiders trying to make it 13 in a row to begin the season. They lead it by 4. Tech leading Jacksonville 8-4, along with Rachel Gallagher. I'm Brown Phil, and talked a lot about the improved offense of Tech this year. But coming into the season, Krista Gerlich focused on an improved defense because she felt she had the pieces in order to play the defense she wants to play. Now, they have goals defensively. They want to hold opponents to 10 points in a quarter, and they want to get 25 points on the offensive side. Well, all year long, they've been talking about playing consistently with the same pace and mindset the whole game, and they have defensively this year.
No, they have. And I mean, only giving up 52, just over 52 points a game. That ranks 12th in the nation. And then you look at their field goal percentage defense. Opponents are shooting just 31% from the floor. That's third in the nation, and also third in three-point percentage defense. Everyone that they've played against has shot just under 23%. So, I mean, we've seen it ourselves about the amount of home games we've seen through November and early December, just how disciplined they are defensively. And I've just really been impressed. It's been consistent, and that's one thing. Every coach will tell you, what's the cliche? Defense travels, right? And so I definitely think, I mean, especially heading into Big 12 play, I mean, they're going to need that on Sunday against Baylor, I'll tell you that.
Mikey Weiss checked into the ball game. She's got the basketball now. She is an exciting player. Love watching her. Nunez walls up along with Jada Malone, who's checked in. Offensive rebound, rolling it around and down.
Just the first second chance points there for Jacksonville.
Carmea Bowman, the junior out of Hempstead, Maryland. Spent 2 years as Shepherd. Was a big-time scorer last season. Collins out front, works on Williams. The elevation on her shot and her hang time is impressive.
Really good job by Jacksonville so far of just forcing Texas Tech to play outside of the paint and then coming down on the offensive end of the floor and attacking the paint really quickly. I feel like right now, Texas Tech is a little bit stagnant offensively. They're not getting the traditional looks that we're used to them getting in the paint.
And one of the things they talked about yesterday in practice and in the scout was the ball can't get sticky on offense. How about Sydney Love? She is a big key in every game they play. They want to get her going early.
That's a big shot because the three ball had not fallen yet. Texas Tech before that shot 0 of 6 on the game. This is a team shooting 37% from the three-point line, and honestly that's a good number. It's interesting because Krista Gerlich says, I think we can shoot even better than that.
Right. Because they have players that can shoot it. Williams with the rebound, little bump by Malone. Here is Nunez, got Maupin on the right side, Love on the left. Emma takes it herself, count it, and a foul.
That's tough. That is Emma Nunez showing her toughness, reading the room, and being aggressive, taking matters into her own hands. That's what I love about the senior veteran point guard, what she brings to this team, being able to attack the paint and get a bucket when they need it.
Look at Emma Nunez. Here's a player that knew she wasn't going to be able to play with the team when they went to Germany this summer. Still kept working out in Lubbock. Knew she wasn't going to play, but she wanted to become part of this team.
Well, and you know as well, I mean, we're in the era of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And it is difficult, very difficult to enter into a new program and to understand that system. The sooner you can get in there and adapt and get some mileage under your belt with them, the better. And I think you see that with this team, not just Emma Nunez and her commitment that she gave this program in the offseason by being around the program, studying this program. She looks like she's been here for the last 3-4 years.
She has. So consistent. Emotionally and on the playing surface. Nunez, originally from Spain, played at Campbell. She's upped her points per game every year. This year averaging just under 6 a game. Her rebounding, we don't talk enough about it. She averages over 5 rebounds a game.
Well, she's got so many. I mean, she can absolutely stuff a stat sheet. She's 21st in the country in assists, 23rd in the country in steals, 27th in assist to turnover ratio. I mean, and those are just the things that do show up in the stat sheet. Krista Gerlich talks about it all the time. She does so many intangibles that you don't necessarily get to see when that stat sheet comes around.
We just saw one of the intangible there. She saw things were getting a little wonky. Gave the, let's slow it down. Let's get into our offense. Collins rolls off the glass. Rim was not round enough for it.
I will say they're letting them play a little bit. Got some body on that shot as Jacksonville continues to look to push pace in the open floor. Again, no calls.
Nice job defensively by Fritz. Quick outlet to Love. Love out of Cibolo, Texas, the senior, transfer from UTSA. Boy, Jalen Bristow, she's got position on the right block on Knight. They didn't get it to her.
Well, that's a bad angle. You don't want to throw that post entry from the top. You want to get it to the wing and then throw it in. Again, I think the ball is sticking a little bit too much for Texas Tech.
Fritz wide open for three. Texas Tech just 6 of 18 from beyond the arc. But they are on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Jacksonville State hasn't scored about 2 minutes and 7 seconds here, so this is a big possession. Just being able to get a little bit of momentum as you close out the quarter. Like to see some execution here underneath out of bounds to a bucket and then a stop on the other end of the floor.
29.6 left to play in the opening quarter. Way up front to Williams. Fritz guards her. She's been guarded by Dene, been guarded by Bristow, and then Bristow commits the foul.
That's just a great job of Williams being heady. You can tell she's being really aggressive off the bounce so far. Facing up, using a reverse pivot, attacking from the perimeter. Jacksonville's got to find a way to get her going. She's only got 3 shot attempts so far in this game.
Priscilla Williams didn't practice yesterday. They just rested her. When I saw her not practicing, I just remember the shot she took in that collision with Olivia Miles of TCU. But there was no injury, just a little rest.
It's so loud in here.
I'm telling you, it just crescendos up.
I've been around a lot of kids' days in my life, played it and coached it. This is unlike anything I've ever been a part of.
I'll tell you, 13,000 kids. You put in the season ticket holders, over 15,000 on hand today. I mean, we probably had to wait 10 minutes as the line of kids was trying to get into the arena. Wouldn't even let our car in. That's going to be the end of the first quarter.
That's impressive. Shout out to Texas Tech and all of the schools and the administrators, the program, everyone who put this together.
You love seeing kids eat nachos at 10:30 in the morning. And I let my daughter know that, so when my grandkids come over the house, I'll go, hey, they did it in West Texas. Mikey White can't get exactly. White can't get it. Sanogo running the court very well for Texas Tech, getting position inside. Lost the handle, and it'll belong to Jacksonville. That's only the 2nd turnover for Texas Tech so far today.
Yeah, Sanogo just couldn't handle the pass, but it does give an opportunity for Texas Tech to set up their press. Going to be broken fairly easily there by Williams. She's going to take matters into her own hands.
A special telling me yesterday that they've got 8 guards on the team that can handle a basketball, including Priscilla Williams, who stands at 6'2". Problem is, a lot of their guards are all the same height, 5'5", 5'6". Nice job defensively by Sanogo. Knocks it away, but Jacksonville will have it. 6 on the shot clock.
Well, that's what I was, you wonder how impactful Texas Tech's full court pressure is going to be in a game like this with so many ball handlers. I mean, they broke that last one relatively with ease. I think that the issue is going to be in the half court with the disruptive length of Texas Tech being able to play to their advantage and contest shots. But I got to say, Jacksonville's done a really good job of attacking the offensive glass.
Well, Special Jennings says the focus for them has got to be on themselves, not necessarily on Texas Tech. Love running the point out front. Last year, no real point guards on this Lady Raider team. They've got 2 now. Collins, no. White had it, lost it. Tech will have it. Fresh 20 on the shot clock.
Both teams struggling to kind of handle the ball right over there on that end of the floor under the basket. Opportunity for Texas Tech setting up underneath out of bounds. They've been really good in their underneath out of bounds execution, in my opinion, so far this year.
And we go to opponent shoot-arounds. They spend a lot of time on Texas Tech's baseline out of bounds plays, or blobs as we like to call them. Oh, nice slick pass. Bailey Maupin with the assist. That's her 3rd of the game. Tech with a win would be only the 5th time the Lady Raiders have finished undefeated before conference play, in the first since 2019-2020. Also would be their 3rd best start to a season. Back in 2003, 2004, they started 16-0, and 2011 and 2012, they started 15-0.
Take a look at this pass. I just love what 𝗿𝗍𝗱𝘆 can bring to her team. She draws so much attention from opponents because she is the lead scorer, thread, facilitator, if you will, of this Texas Tech team because of that right there. Her ability to attack the paint, draw the defense, dish to the open side of the floor. As Jacksonville, just a miscommunication. Just threw that one clear across the court and out of bounds.
That'll be their 4th turnover of the ball game. Coming into the game, Jacksonville averages just over 17 turnovers a game. Coming in at 7-2. Best 8-game start in program history for the Dolphins. Start of the year with 6 wins in their first 7 games.
See a turnover there. 𝗿𝗍𝗱𝘆 trying to lob the ball inside to 𝗿𝗻𝗄𝗠. Just a little bit too much on it. You want to throw it just a little bit, get a little more arc on that pass. Just had too much for 𝗿𝗻𝗄𝗠 to be able to grab it.
Tatum Brown back in the game for Jacksonville. Texas Tech will have it, forcing another turnover.
It's interesting. I mean, they're getting stops, but they just haven't been able to come down and execute as efficiently as we've been used to so far this season, shooting just 35% of the game, which isn't horrible, but 1 of 10 from the three-point line. That is uncharacteristic, especially on their own home floor.
Well, we've seen Texas Tech this year in close games, and all of a sudden their defense goes up a notch or two, which then adds to their offense. Fritz, back of the iron, no. Rebound taken away by Howard. Howard averages just under 4 rebounds a game, and here come the Lady Raiders again. Up by 8. That is their biggest lead of the game. Collins has the height advantage, takes advantage of that.
That's great. That's great execution. It started with Hema Nunez pushing the pace, and Snutta Collins had no choice but to go up with that. Jacksonville able to come back down quickly and respond. It just goes to show you the pace of this game at times. It can be a lot of back and forth.
Well, Jacksonville will play a 4-out, 1-in, but they want to fly around both on offensively and defensively. Here is Fritz, quickly covered up by White. White's going to be another special player. Spent time at Temple College. She's a Texan. 7 to shoot. Lady Raiders will have it. Maupin will trigger the inbounds pass. Tech coming off that 67-57 win over Abilene Christian on Sunday.
I think if you're head coach Special Jennings, you got to be pretty happy with your defensive effort here.
Oh, yeah.
So far in the half court. I mean, I think you're forcing Texas Tech into the shots you want them to take. It obviously helps when they're not making shots from the perimeter, but they have not gotten much in the paint. They haven't been able to establish Jalen Bristow. They haven't gotten 𝗿𝗻𝗄𝗠 going.
Collins will launch the 3. Malone can't get the rebound. Knocked out. Tech will have it. And Sydney Love will come back into the lineup, and Collins is going to go out for the Lady Raiders. What Jacksonville is doing really doesn't surprise me. Watching their practice yesterday, one of the first things I wrote down was energetic.
Yeah.
And it's the extension of their coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disruptive. They have to be. You know, flying around, really active hands, being disruptive, knocking you off your line of drive. I mean, I've actually been really impressed with how much they've done. They've made Texas Tech just uncomfortable on this end of the floor.
Again, they held TCU under 40% shooting in that first half in their last contest. Love, left hand, nice big step.
Sydney Love has been a breath of fresh air offensively. Been able to come in and get a bucket when they need it so far, up to 5 points.
Hasn't missed a shot either. Malone cuts off that right side. Jada Malone playing with such confidence. Talking to her last week, she said she likes when the game gets physical. That'll be a turnover, and Tech will have it. 7th turnover of the game for Jacksonville.
Well, 𝗀𝗲𝗱𝘆 has made an absolute fan out of me these last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we talked about it, I think, a couple of games into the season, talking to Krista Gerlich about just Malone and her transition coming from the SEC here to the Big 12 with Tech. And they're going to need her, especially, you know, we enter into Big 12 play after this game. Her confidence is growing. She's provided a really efficient presence down on the block. I mean, she's working for position right now. I just think right now it's been so hard. The guards are having a hard time getting the ball inside.
Well, she's got position again on that right block. Left arm up, right arm keeping the defender off. Fritz launches the three. No.
Well, part of the issue is 𝗀𝗻𝗱𝘆's got position, but you've got Priscilla Williams on the backside, and that's what those guards are looking at. That length is so disruptive. If they gamble with that type of pass without getting Williams out of position, that's going to be a turnover.
You talk about the confidence 𝗀𝗻𝗱𝘆 is playing with. The team is playing with confidence in 𝗀𝗻𝗱𝘆, and we've seen that gradually grow throughout this season. Hadley Blacklock set to check into the lineup. Had that big game in Pullman against Washington State. Fritz. I think they wanted Jada to slide a little bit more. Didn't do it. And with 5:02 left in the half, Hadley checks into the lineup. Fritz goes out. And it'll be Jacksonville's basketball trailing by 10. That is the biggest lead of the game.
That's a possession right there. Jacksonville, I mean, doing such a good job defensively, but they are just struggling to score in a little bit of a scoring drought now here. 2.5 minutes. Those are two good looks. A look at the rim and then a wide open look from the three-point line. Jacksonville State shooting just 25%, 0 for 4 from the perimeter so far. You know, if you're Texas Tech, you'd like to stretch this lead out right now and get some momentum going on the offensive end of the floor, but they're so disruptive on that end. That's going to be the 5th turnover for Texas Tech.
Foul's going to be on 𝗀𝗻𝗱𝘆 with 4:24 left to play in the half. It is officially a sellout. 15,098 inside United Supermarkets Arena. First sellout since 2006. We've got a timeout. 4:24 to play. The Lady Raiders up by 10. Can't you just wait till your kids get home? Nachos and sugar. How about that? 112 schools, 293 buses. The first one rolled in just about 8 o'clock this morning. And officially over 11,000 students on hand. Probably closer to 13. And when they're playing the songs and the dances up on the big screen, the kids know every word and every dance move.
Listen, I will say, they were playing WAP earlier. Nobody in this arena under the age of 30 knows anything about the WAP, so they definitely were stumped on that one.
Well, when they played Mariah Carey's Christmas song, which, having 2 daughters, listen to that 24/7 growing up.
Ron, don't say it. That's my favorite. It's my favorite song.
No. And I sent the video to my daughters, and they just thought that was the greatest thing because they know how much I love it. Not a big scoring second quarter. Texas Tech only 6 points. Jacksonville only 2. Adley Blacklock, no. Whistle and a foul. That'll be underneath. And it'll go against, I think, Bailey Maupin.
And that is just the 4th foul of the game. Texas Tech has 4 fouls. Jacksonville State has yet to foul in this game. I looked, I was like, man, this half feels like it's gone really fast. Watch, I jinxed it now, but.
Yeah, scoring drop for Tech, over 240, over 3.5 now for Jacksonville. Love moves way out front, stays right on Tatum Brown. Mikey White, no, gets her own rebound. Two teams shooting just about 30% here in the second combined. Howard, left hand, a little strong. Here comes Love. Look at Nunez run the floor. With the layup, got it.
Big bucket. It's a big bucket, but they need it in transition. That was about a 3-minute and 15 scoring drought for the Lady Raiders. Right now, Jacksonville has not scored in over 4 minutes. They're 0 of their last 5.
Emma Nunez, though, turned down the Jets when she got to half court. Just outran the defense. Now the crowd getting loud again. Tech covering up underneath. Nunez not able to stop him. Nice job by Reed, the graduate out of Decatur, Illinois. Spent 2 years at Fordham.
Is this the second player in back-to-back games we had somebody from Decatur, Illinois, my hometown?
I know, it is, isn't it?
That is crazy.
Adley goes down hard, and she's going to go to the free throw line. Only has taken 6 free throw attempts so far this year. And she'll go to the line. Great talking to Krista 𝗀𝗱𝗆 about Adley from right here in Lubbock. Started out at Oregon State. Krista calls her a passion player, a member of the Charge Club. She gives energy, she does the hard things, and she knows she can get the team going. When she takes a charge or comes up with a big rebound, she shows a lot of emotion. That pumps up everybody. And here she is. Washington State, she had a season high 13, was 3 of 4 from 3. Remember last year she had that big game against Abilene Christian where she hit 6 threes. So once she gets going, she can keep it going. Michaela Miller. Maupin pushing the offense way out front. Shot clock at 12. That's going to be an offensive foul. And that'll be on Miller. Got that hand, trying to get a little push off.
Really good minutes there by Blacklock, coming in, making a play on the offensive end of the floor, then coming down, making a play defensively. 2 minutes here if you're Texas Tech. If I'm Krista 𝗀𝗱𝗆, I'm challenging my squad in the half court in their execution. I don't know that this is something they're going to be thrilled about at halftime. A lot of things they're going to want to make adjustments with, but Jada Malone, I'm sorry, being aggressive, and I like that. You know, they haven't been able to get any sort of post entries on the block, so she caught it up at the free throw line. and just used her ability to back defenders down, get herself over her right shoulder.
Officially, she has not taken a field goal attempt today.
She hasn't had opportunities. Every time they've tried to throw a post entry, it's been deflected, or they've been kind of deterred from passing it in. They have not established some interior presence at all in this game.
And here is Jada at the free throw line, having a good year from the stripe at 79%. And when you talk to the players and the coaching staff about Jada, the graduate out of Chandler, Arizona, she bought into what they wanted to do here from day one. And that's impressive.
I just love listening to her and how much confidence she has.
Oh, yeah.
It just exudes, you know, when she's sitting up there, she's standing alongside her head coach. You can tell she's having a lot of fun this season.
Got a lot of foul trouble early on in the year. She has gotten much better at that. Not the ticky-tacky fouls she was committing before. Blacklock goes down. Fights for the rebound. Still comes up with it. Here's Nunez. Collins up front. Graduate from Brookhaven, Massachusetts. Her career started at Ole Miss.
It's a great job there by Collins, attacking the left lane line, using her athleticism to draw the contact. Sometimes when points are at a premium and it's really hard to see the ball go through the net, that's the best thing you can do, is just try and be aggressive and get the defense on their heels, force the foul. I misread earlier. I obviously can't read the stat sheet, but Texas Tech, 7 fouls on the game in Jacksonville right now. 7 as well. That's evened out a little bit here in the last couple of minutes.
And here's Snuda Collins. Didn't play last year. Coming into the season, her career high in points was 9.6. She's at 14.5 this year. And the lead stretched to 15. That is the biggest of the game for either team.
Well, I think if you're Texas Tech, this has been a really good quarter defensively. You've only allowed Jacksonville 4 points. Would love to finish this out, these last 55 seconds, without another bucket.
Again, going back to their goals, keep opponents under 10 points in a quarter. Williams step back. That's going to be an air ball. Final 40 seconds. Jacksonville is one of their last 9 shooting. Boy, Collins wants it. Emma deep in the corner. The 3 knocked down. That is only the second three-pointer made by the Lady Raiders.
Shooting just 7% up until that shot. That's going to be an 8-0 run for the Lady Raiders. 2 seconds left to see if they can stretch this out.
Nunez mopping at the buzzer. No.
I still have no idea what it is, but
I have no idea. My grandson wears 76 in his basketball team. He's 6 years old. I said, Jack, why? He goes, well, they didn't have 6'7". And I'm going, oh my gosh.
Great execution there, out of halftime. That's just a great job. Bailey Maupin is so good at finding open seams and sneaking her way around the defense. Her active cutting is something that, honestly, we really don't talk about enough.
Bailey Maupin already 4 assists in the ball game. And again, she came into this game averaging just over 3 assists a game. Jacksonville got to get something going in the half court. Pull up, no. Nice job, Fritz. Boxing out. Yeah, here comes Emma Nunez. Bristow saw an opening. Sarah Sonogo was able to seal it off so nobody could get to Bristow.
Well, Bristow, one of the leading scorers on this team, has yet to score. That's her first basket. Only played 8 minutes in the first half with a little bit of foul trouble. So obviously, if you're Tech, that's a big part, right? A big adjustment offensively is getting her going.
8 Texas Tech players scored in that first half. They have a lot of people that can score on this team. Here's Bristow again. Krista Gerlich launched her shooting the 3. She had 7 in their exhibition game at the beginning of the year versus Texas A&M. 7 3-pointers made. Moffitt again, this time to Sanogo.
Special Jennings, wouldn't be surprised if... I was wondering if she was getting ready to call a timeout there. Was a little bit disappointed in that last turnover. You can't throw a cross-court pass against a Texas Tech team in the full court. They're going to intercept that 9 times out of 10. And so just being able now operate in the half court, move the ball multiple sides of the floor. Shot clock running down those, but they don't really have much.
With 2 on the shot clock, nice move on the inside by Miller.
That's just great composure and not getting too sped up. Didn't really have much, just being able to go create her own bucket.
Coaches called her the engine of the team. Michaela Miller, the senior, came over from Wright State. Sanogo, nice little move, goes over that left shoulder.
That's what I would love to see established a little bit more this second half. Is going to be a high-low game with Jalen Bristow at the free throw line. She's really good at being able to pass. As there's another response there by Williams. Great job. Just again, Jacksonville, that's what they're going to do. You don't have time to celebrate and home run trot because you did something good if you're Texas Tech. You've got to get back and pick up the basketball because it is getting rammed down the paint to the rim.
Here is Moffitt from the outside, a little far to the right.
But as I was saying, I want to see a high-low game with Jalen Bristow at the top of the key or at the free throw line and being able to establish either Malone or Sanogo in the paint. That was a great duck in that possession before.
Inside, Bristow the rebound. That is her 3rd. Jalen comes in averaging just under 8 rebounds a ball game. Nunez tried to force it inside, knocked it away. Tech will have it. 19 on the shot clock. Mikey White will come back into the lineup, the senior out of Harker Heights, Texas, for Jacksonville, and Tatum Brown will go out. Collins comes in. Sarah Sanogo goes out for the Lady Raiders. You got to look at this Jacksonville team. They had a couple of big losses. Anaya Smith, she is out. Talked to her yesterday. She hopes to be back in the next couple of games. When she's healthy, this is a different team. This is the Jacksonville team that will be able to go 11 deep. Bristow smacked it out. Tech will have it. 17 on the shot clock. They also lost Mariah Brown, who broke her foot early in the season. She was going to be their starting 4. Bristow stops out a dime. Got it.
It's good. She's getting going now. Finding her rhythm in this game. Obviously unable to do that the first half. When she's able to attack the basket and face up, that little patience turnaround jumper and her footwork. And she's frustrated with herself on that one because, and that's really hard. It's hard to block out off of a little bit of an air ball. When the ball doesn't hit anything, that's a challenge, but she's disappointed that she committed the foul on that.
And that'll be her 3rd personal foul, so Jalen's going to go out.
It's hard to get momentum and get in any sort of rhythm when you're dealing with foul trouble. Trust me, it's not fun. And we know how much of an impact Jalen Bristow has on this Texas Tech team.
From day one.
One of the biggest turnarounds from one season to the next in terms of her production. And that's from everything, from her ability to score the basketball, from her blocks. She's one of the top shot blockers in the nation, averaging just over 2 a game, 13 nationally.
Howard at the line for her 2nd, got it. Howard, very athletic, the senior out of Zachary, Louisiana. Now they switch on Nunez. Now Williams comes out on her. Look at Collins battling on the inside. Maupin tried to go baseline, had it cut off. Foul's going to be called. And that'll be against the Dolphins. Tatum Brown comes back in, by the way, for Jacksonville.
Just look at the shell that Jacksonville is building. Emma Nunez was trying really hard that last possession to turn the corner off a ball screen or get in the seam. It's been really difficult for Texas Tech to get anything in the paint. Have resulted to perimeter shots, which obviously have not gone down. Just 2 of 19 on the game, 9% on this game. And that's going to be an over and back. Williams did not establish herself in this side of the court before catching the basketball, so that's going to be the 10th turnover for Jacksonville.
I tell you, the more you see Priscilla Williams, she's impressive. She was a McDonald's All-American in high school out of Houston, Texas. Solid defender. Mom played at Kansas State. Dad played at Arkansas State. She's already up to points per game from last season. Whistle and a foul. And with that, we'll take a break. 4:58 to play here in quarter number 3. Lady Raiders of Texas Tech on top of Jacksonville, 42-19.
Living with hidradenitis suppurativa, it's a lot. To cover my abscesses, I would layer bandages, shorts, then pants. But with Bimzelx, I'm back to fewer HS symptoms.
Many saw at least a 50% reduction, with some even seeing 75% reduction. Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to say I'm back to fewer HS symptoms.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx.
You've drawn the short straw in the holiday gift exchange. Your girlfriend's dad. Oh dear. Maybe there's time to get a deal on something else. Wait. Hey, you might just make it to New Year's after all.
My wallet.
It's gone. You know the rules.
No wallets. I just feel so naked without it.
I feel the same without my desk. But don't stress. Go to a BMO branch and we'll print you a new debit card on the spot.
Oh, wow. No waiting. No hassle?
Nope. And for now, just freeze your card on your phone.
That's amazing. Hey, you're not afraid of heights, are you?
No. Why would you say that?
Your eyes are closed.
I didn't notice.
BMO.
Officer! Officer! Could I get your perspective as a man of the law?
You know I'm a mall cop, right?
Let's say I obtain a car for less than you think it'd cost.
I don't follow.
You see this Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah?
Guess how much I paid for it.
Enjoy the new car.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
For the perfect present, the perfect place is your local Ace. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill.
Texas Tech 42, Jacksonville 19. But Texas Tech, they put their foot on the pedal a number of times this season. You can see they've outscored opponents by at least 20, 9 times, outscored opponents by 30 or more, 5 times. The closest margin of victory this year for Tech was 7. That was against Mississippi State at 69-62.
When you talk about just the scoring margin, Texas Tech 22nd in the country. That margin, 24.9 points per game. So, as you said, this is a team that get it done on the defensive end of the floor, and they've got a lot more weapons offensively. Starting to come alive here a little bit more this second half. Big story for this one, if you're just joining us, just struggling a little bit from the three-point line. Texas Tech just 2 of 19. This is a team that typically shoots at about 37%. Gotten some solid looks, just haven't gotten to connect.
Well, it gets real for Texas Tech on the 21st of December as they have to go down to Waco to play Baylor.
I am looking forward to that one.
Nikki's going to have her team ready. We know that.
Well, obviously thinking about Talia Scott and wondering how she's going to be in that game. Went down with an ankle injury in that Texas game.
Oh, that was hard to watch.
Certainly hoping she's going to be all right, and it's not that serious, but that's a really good Baylor team. Obviously, Nikki Collins does a phenomenal job with her team, and a lot of veteran guard play that can cause some problems down there in Waco. And so they got a great win over, Duke earlier on this season. So I think that'll be a really good measuring stick, not just for Texas Tech playing their first-ranked opponent, but just for the state of Texas and for Baylor to be able to kind of make a statement after that Texas loss. Is Jacksonville able to connect on their first 3 of the game?
That was Howard. That is her first of the year. She was 0 for 2 prior to that make.
Good, I like that. Bailey Maupin being aggressive off the dribble. Assistant coach Eric DeRue told her during the break, look, just rip it and go. Be aggressive off the bounce. You need to attack the paint more. That's one of the, we know Bailey Maupin can shoot the ball, but she's really good at attacking the rim as well and finding ways to be productive. As Texas Tech forces another miss. Hema Nunez looking to push the pace.
Priscilla Williams having a tough day shooting the basketball today. Just 2 of 8, 0 for 4 from 3. There's Maupin. And they use the hands to play defense. Foul's going to be on Bowman out of Hampstead, Maryland. .342 left to play in the third. Texas Tech with a big break coming up before they play Baylor. And there's Bailey Maupin on the inside.
Makes it look, really makes it look easy. And so is that. When Jacksonville, it's amazing how quickly they're able to get the basketball out and advance it down the floor. Just a quick push in transition, dump down pass to a layup. That's a breakdown there for Texas Tech, just not getting back and matching up.
Well, Bailey Maupin's got 11 in the ball game. And off to Fritz. Danae backing in, gets double teamed. And the foul will go against Jacksonville. Sydney Love will come back into the lineup for the Lady Raiders, along with Hadley Blacklock and Sarah Sonogo. Quite the luxury when you can go 8 deep. And you and I were at a practice a couple of weeks ago where Krista Gerlich was challenging the players that weren't getting a whole lot of time. And she says, you got to practice harder in order to force me to play you in a game. I thought that was a great line.
I mean, give me a reason. No coach is sitting here trying to, not play anybody. Give them a reason to put you in the game. Bring something to the table. And I think, that's been a great response out of this Lady Raider roster. One of the oldest teams in all of college basketball. And I mean, games played, seniors on this team. There's a sense of urgency from top to bottom, and not even from the seniors, but from a junior like Jalen Bristow, who's like, listen, I want to be great this year for these seniors because this is our last go around. And I think you kind of feel that sense throughout the course of this team is from top to bottom. Everybody wants to be peaking and playing their best basketball, and depth plays a big role. Being able to go 8-9 deep is something Krista Gerlich is going to be really crucial to their success, especially in Big 12 play.
That was a nice dish inside to Bowman, who gets the easy 2. 2:30 to play in the third. This is a team, and spending time with Bailey Maupin and a couple of the other players over the last few weeks. No drama on this team. That's something you can't say about a lot of teams.
Oh, they're very locked in. That's one thing I've appreciated about being so close to this program this year. Really watching them in the non-conference. They're locked in. They're focused. Again, it goes back to that sense of urgency. They've got something to prove this year. That's a nice little fadeaway there by Blacklock. Couldn't get it to go. That was a long possession. It felt like Texas Tech was on that end of the floor for the last, minute and a half, 2 minutes?
And Sarah gets her first offensive rebound, but a whistle and a foul is going to be called. Let me look at it one more time. Sarah's got those long arms.
There's a lot of length on Texas Tech between Snetta Collins, Sonogo, Bristow. I mean, even Danae Fritz is an incredibly long guard who can be disruptive.
Collins, a little hesitation. Williams with the rejection.
We haven't seen that a lot this year. Snetta Collins is a matchup nightmare, and that's a great pass there by Williams, but wasn't quite handled. And Sarah Sonogo, great three-quarter on the high side defense, able to deflect that and rim run, and Oh, couldn't get the layup to go. That's all right. Got her own rebound. You know, we don't see 𝗀𝗏 have matchup, anybody who can match up with her and do what she did that last couple of possessions. She is really difficult for opponents to stop.
Again, talking about Williams' length, I think we saw it there on that play.
Yeah, Williams is really fun to watch. I mean, see how she's just able to elevate that right arm out, away from the defense, the touch off the glass.
Jacksonville has hit their last 3 field goal attempts, but it's still a big advantage for the Lady Raiders. Williams will go to the line out of Houston, Texas. And it gets loud again. That just flat out hurts your ears at times.
And we've got headsets on.
I know.
And just a mishandled pass. Miscommunication there by Love. And Blacklock looked like she was coming off of potentially a flare screen action. Didn't quite get herself turned around in time or in the right position to catch that pass.
Mimi Sanogo checks into the lineup for her sister Sarah. Both out of Paris, France. And played at Odessa College. It was kind of fun to watch them play Abilene Christian at Odessa the other day. Both have some pretty good memories there.
Yeah, what a cool experience that was to be able to go back to Odessa where it all began for their careers.
And playing a good Abilene Christian team. Julie Goodenough does a great job there.
That was a tough game. That was one of the biggest tests we've seen Texas Tech have so far.
Julie's teams are always so disciplined. That's a dangerous pass. Collins somehow able to come up with it.
I'm actually surprised there wasn't a foul call on that. But again, this has been a game in a lot of ways I think has been relatively consistent with the physicality that the referees have allowed them to play with.
No basket, whistle before.
Well, the kids are still cheering.
I love Special Jennings. Bowman comes down. Jennings grabs her and says, put your arms out to play defense. And grabbed her arms and made them straight out.
Space.
Yeah.
If there's anything that will drive a head coach crazy, it's just not using your length. Take up space, be long, be disruptive. We saw Jacksonville do that a lot in the first half of this game, especially when they were in that zone.
Williams, Collins may have disrupted a little bit. Careless turnover. The shot, no. That'll be a shot clock violation. I got to go there. They host events like the Cheeseburger Festival.
Sounds pretty good to me right now. It is lunchtime.
Yeah, I like that. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. For those of you over the age of 50, you know what that is. A whistle and a foul down on the right side. Got to give a shout out to Bailey Maupin, going over 1,500 career points today. 10th all time in Texas Tech history.
Her 11th point of the game. She needed 11. She has 11. So right at 1,500 career points has been just an unbelievable student athlete at this university.
And we've talked about it before, but the fact that, and she told me this beginning of the year, I said, why didn't you go to the transfer portal? She goes, I told Coach 𝗀𝗏 I'm here for 4 years. I'm going to stay 4 years. The pride of Groover, Texas. Well, we're going to take a quick break. 9:43. Not much happening so far here in the fourth, but Texas Tech does lead still 50-28. More to come after this.
I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them.
Now, with Bimzelx, I'm back to clearer skin.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to get back to clearer skin with 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆.
Ask your dermatologist about 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆.
You've drawn the shortest straw in the holiday gift exchange. Your girlfriend's dad. Oh dear. Maybe there's time to get a deal on something else. Wait. Hey, you might just make it to New Year's after all.
My wallet.
It's gone. You know the rules.
No wallets. I just feel so naked without it.
I feel the same without my desk. But don't stress. Go to a BMO branch and we'll print you a new debit card on the spot.
Oh, wow. No waiting. No hassle?
Nope. And for now, just freeze your card on your phone.
That's amazing. Hey, you're not afraid of heights, are you?
No. Why would you say that?
Your eyes are closed.
I didn't notice.
BMO.
Hey, Dad, can we talk?
Sure, what's up?
I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
It's my new car. I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Enjoy the new car.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Right now, lease the Hyundai Kona for $199 a month or get 1.99% APR. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
For the perfect present, the perfect place is your local 𝗀𝗲𝗱𝘆. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill at 𝗀𝗲𝗱𝘆.
Keep Rachel from getting up and dancing with these kids.
I've been dancing all afternoon.
You know, it's funny. We used to do football games at Texas A&M, and when they do the Aggie and they put their arms around, the press box would sway. I swear I feel it here with these kids jumping up and down like this.
How could you not? That's unbelievable.
Hey, congratulations to Bailey, as we mentioned, over 1,500 career points. And also want to say a big thank you to Gil and Cindy, her grandparents, who made us a huge batch of snickerdoodles.
That is exactly what my waistline needs right now. I love it. If you need a snickerdoodle, come down here to our table. They look fantastic.
Cindy, you're killing me.
I bet they're good.
This is after other people here brought us breakfast tacos this morning.
Yeah, we're having ourselves a day here in Lubbock.
God, goodness gracious. Well, the flight attendants are going to be happy on the plane tonight. A friend of mine was sitting next to me for part of the game. Used to be the sports information director here, Chris Cook, and he said, not too much butter in those snickerdoodles.
I'm sure.
I went, okay, I don't think I'll have any. Maupin tries to fire it inside, and Mimi Sanogo can't hang on to it. 9:29 to play.
A great feed there by Bailey Maupin off the pick and roll.
Jacksonville still playing hard. Williams, no. Kick it back out. White lets it fly.
Whew, she's tough.
She is.
You can do everything out there on that court. I mean, from rebounding the basketball, passing, creating, scoring. You can see why she was a unanimous preseason first-team selection. Williams.
When I was watching her on tape, and I asked Special about this yesterday, she is, I believe, a very underrated passer. That was a nice box out by White. Pass up ahead. No, Maupin pulls it away with 8:35 to play in the ball game. Bailey Maupin, 11 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. And the foul's going to be on Bowman. Collins back into the lineup for the Lady Raiders.
Texas Tech holds on to this lead and walks out of here today with a win. They're very much in cruise control right now. It will be just the 5th time ever that the Lady Raiders have remained undefeated before conference play. How about that?
Maupin sees the double. The length of Williams, picks off the pass. Gets around Bristow. The scoop with the left hand, that was pretty.
Really good. Being able to finish with either hand, but the scoop shot and using her length around the rim, that is a highly difficult shot that Priscilla Williams has been really good at so far today, both going left and right.
People are probably saying, why would Krista call a timeout with 8 minutes left and you're up by a bundle? This coaching staff this year, you see Eric Giroux is back to us with the black Texas Tech jacket on. The entire coaching staff, they're not letting anything slip this season. In practices, they stop it when they see something wrong, and they address it in a very vocal way, shall we say.
Well, the attention to detail in even the tiniest things. I mean, how many times have we been at practice or sitting here and shooting or shoot around and waited for them to come out because they're watching more film this year than they ever have in the past, really studying film, studying the tiniest action, defensive rotations. I can tell you right now, Jacksonville went on a little bit of a run there, getting out in transition, finishing around the rim. Krista 𝗀𝗱𝗆 doesn't like what she's seeing defensively, does not want those types of lapses. I don't care what the score is. She wants focused, laser-focused effort on both ends of the floor for 40 minutes, especially on the defensive end. That's where they're going to hang their hat. And I mean, again, this is the final tune-up before Big 12 action. You know, I mean, the competition and everything is going to get ramped up just a few days from now. So these next 8 minutes are the final teaching points before you head into that game.
And they've talked about that a lot, about staying consistent for 40 minutes. And you look at the assistant coaching staff, Adrian Walters, came from North Carolina where he was an assistant, also coached at Alabama, Auburn, Georgetown, USC. Eric Giroux, Jada Williams, Katara Chappell, Renee Boone, whose husband is also a basketball coach.
You know, I asked Krista 𝗀𝗱𝗆, I said, what are some things you feel like you need to work on, you know, kind of before this game? What are some things you feel like, you know, you really need to fine-tune? And one of them was their ability to shoot the basketball. Now, in the broad stroke, they shot the ball well this year. Tonight, okay, 40% from the floor, but only 10% from the three-point line. And I think she means the three-point line. So that is an area that they could be talking about. And also the turnovers. I mean, this is a team that's averaging just over 16 turnovers a game. Now today have been a little bit better. They can continue on these next 8 minutes. Only 12 turnovers. Feels like there's a lot of room to grow still defensively, which is saying a lot because they are one of the top defensive teams in the nation.
Well, Tech will have it. 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Bailey Maupin will trigger the inbounds pass. Nunez. Jacksonville, nice job trying to clog things up as Nunez tried to cut through the paint. Here is Collins. That's off the foot of Jacksonville.
I need to go.
Collins looks like she got one in the face. And the officials are going to call the timeout. Sanuda, I'm not sure if the ball hit her in the face or a player.
Really important right now to understand time on the clock. Just over 3 seconds.
Well, Krista was pointing up to the clock right at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, Sydney Love is going to have to go very quickly.
If Collins is okay. Looks like she's holding the right side of her neck.
We are going to have a review. Well, we were rolling in this game.
Yeah.
Up until this fourth quarter, it felt like.
Brenna Ellis, the trainer, keeps everybody healthy on this team, making sure she's okay.
Doesn't look like there's going to be anything malicious on that official review. Just incidental contact, so.
Yeah, stretching things out now.
Getting her neck stretched out. That's amazing. They know every word to every song that ever happened.
I have no idea what they're saying. None. Jada Malone inside, and she is doubled hard and goes down hard. You got a choice of who you want to call the foul line. That'll be Kelly Howard. And that'll be Howard's second personal foul. And Jada Malone will go to the line. Only 1 point today, coming off a free throw. Hasn't taken a field goal officially. Jada averages over 2 free throw attempts a game. Somebody asked her last week during one of the post-practice press conferences, where'd she get her footwork? She goes, well, you know, I was in gymnastics early on in my life and cheerleading.
Got great footwork, great touch, great hands. But credit to Jacksonville, did a really good job, as I've said multiple times so far, taking away that post presence down low.
Well, Special Jennings said one of the things that they had to do well was play one-on-one defense. And at times today, they've been able to do that. Bristow the rebound. The three won't go down by Love.
Texas Tech so far just 1 point so far in this fourth quarter.
Nice defense by Nunez. And we have a whistle and a foul. And that'll be on Jada Malone. Janae Fritz quickly up off Tech's bench. She'll come back into the lineup. As will 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃, obviously okay.
It's good to see that. Collins coming back in.
I think that's one of the things every coach, they just want to get through non-conference with no injuries. That is only the 5th free throw attempt for Jacksonville. And again, they average almost 28 free throw attempts a game.
That's amazing.
So Tech's done a good job not with silly fouls this afternoon.
They've led the nation in free throw attempts the last 2 seasons. Currently 3rd in the country.
Collins bangs her way on the inside, and she's got 8 in the ball game to go along with 4 rebounds. They have a chance to complete the three-point play. Sanuda coming up on her birthday, which will be December 19th. A couple of days before conference play gets underway for the Lady Raiders. I'm still amazed, and I probably have used it too many times. A year ago, Sanuda Collins was selling Nissans.
Talk about what an incredible addition as you see Texas Tech getting their offense going finally a little bit in this fourth quarter with a steal and executing right at the rim. Grabbing a rebound, and Hema Nunez is going to push this pace. So far in this game, Texas Tech only 7 fast break points.
That is odd for them. 4 rebounds, by the way, for Hema Nunez. Priscilla Williams, nice job slapping it away, but Bristow's still there for the 2.
Right now, Texas Tech shows you how quickly, what was it, just a minute ago, I said that they only scored 1 point.
Yeah.
On a quick 7-0 run. It's perfect 3 of 3 of the last 38 seconds.
Williams, no place to go. Malone didn't want to foul. Jacksonville will have it. 5.5 to play in the ball game. Trying to stop a 7-0 Texas Tech run. The little floater by White. Just a couple of weeks ago, coaches told her they wanted her to be a little more aggressive on offense. And Danae Fritz, easy layup. And Danae's got a half a dozen. The run is now 9-0.
That's just running the floor. Listen, if 𝗀𝗄 was my point guard and she's grabbing a rebound or getting a quick outlet, I am sprinting the floor every time, because you know if you work hard and you sprint down the floor, she's going to find you for easy scores at the rim.
60-33 our score. Sarah Sanogo, she's done her part. It has been a team effort so far this afternoon.
She's been really efficient, up to 12 points, 6 of 7 from the floor to go along with 6 rebounds. And I think, you know, you've got to credit her teammates, 𝗀𝗄, 𝗿𝗲, who do a really good job of drawing that defense, collapsing the defense. And Sanogo does a great job of cutting into that open space and finishing. You see that length being disruptive in the full court, coming up with deflections. Won't be credited for anything there, but you can tell. We've talked about the length of Texas Tech. That's turning defense to offense. That's what this team wants to do. Ron, what are your Christmas plans?
Spoil 2 grandchildren. That's pretty much what I do.
Sanogo having herself a nice little matchup here, headed up to Christmas. 12 points, as I said, 6 rebounds. It's been a really good game for Sanogo. I think she needed this type of performance. That's a player that Texas Tech, Krista Gerlich, has a lot of belief in what she can bring to this team from a production standpoint, especially conference play. They're going to need her.
Kind of surprised everybody last year with her shot blocking ability. Fritz, beautiful feet again, and the run is now 11-0.
It's funny because that happened because 𝗿𝗲 and 𝗀𝗄 were sprinting the floor. The first cutter wasn't there, and Jacksonville's defense was paying attention to that first cutter. But then you have Danae Fritz, who came in from behind 𝗀𝗄, was not able to get matched up in that situation. As we talk about these cutting active guards and the pace that Texas Tech can play with out of their guard play.
4th game of 4 or more assists for 𝗿𝗲, who now has a half a dozen assists in this game.
Just been reminded. What do we got? We're at 62. 5 points away from 6-7.
What are like the bank's going to close down or something?
It's a big deal, Ron, okay? It's a big deal.
Okay.
2 points away. This place is going to erupt, I can guarantee it. And now Texas Tech continuing to push the pace. You just get the sense that they've really just worn down Jacksonville with the pace that they're playing with.
Maupin for 68. No. Fritz?
Oh, she's going to have an opportunity at the free throw line.
And I looked over at Coach Gerlich and Eric DeRue. They both were laughing because they looked up and they went like, we need 2.
Well, they didn't want 𝗿𝗲 to hit that 3. All right, no pressure, Danae Fritz. You get an opportunity to be talked about if you knock down both of these free throws. Every kid in here right now just staring.
But everything I read is people go, we don't know why that is big.
Well, that's the point. No one knows why it's big.
Okay.
No pressure, Danae.
I better go to my 6-year-old Jack and ask him about it.
No! Texas Tech continuing to bring on that pressure nonetheless.
Maupin to Fritz, beautiful pass.
That's a 17-2 run over the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds for Texas Tech. As I said before, you just really get the sense they've really just worn Jacksonville down in this one.
Well, Danae Fritz had 2 points at halftime. She's got 14 in the ball game so far. But to me, the story really is what 𝗿𝗲 did again. Another assist for Maupin.
An opportunity to make it on the free throw, and she...
Okay.
Again, that's a lot of pressure. 𝗀𝗏𝗱𝘆 talked about it just a couple of games ago. She was in the exact same situation. She said, I've never been more nervous on that second free throw, and more pressure to make it for those kids.
Love out front, close to get on 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Tech outscoring Jacksonville 36-21 here in the second half. Shades of the TCU game on Sunday. Blacklock, Bristow. That's going to be a blocking foul.
And this is the pace. We have not seen this type of transition game out of Texas Tech this entire game. And been really impressed here in this fourth quarter. Currently, as we said, on that 17-2 run. Jacksonville just one of their last 10. Texas Tech outscoring the Dolphins 18-7 here so far in the fourth. Really just inserting their will, and honestly, they've done a lot of this here today without Jalen Bristow. Yeah, she's got 8 points, but she's been limited, maybe not necessarily in a ton of minutes, but limited in terms of finding a rhythm out on the court because of that foul trouble. She's got 4 fouls here so far.
You know, it was interesting talking to the coaches and the players yesterday, and their motto coming into this game, they always have a little catchphrase, was "Job's not finished." Quote from Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I think
that's a great point.
Yeah, and I
don't want to start reading the press clippings about yourself.
And like at the end of the day, like, what have you done? You know, I know that's like harsh, but like obviously they've done a great job. Texas Tech's taking care of business. Going to be 13-0. I mean, incredible non-conference. You know, 3 wins over Power 4 opponents. You beat SMU, Arkansas, Mississippi State. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like their dreams and their goals are so much bigger, and the things that they're after. They really see this as an opportunity every day, not just in games, but in practices as well, to get better. And it's getting ready to get very real here on Sunday when they go up against Baylor, their first-ranked opponent of the season.
In Waco.
In Waco,
That's a tough place to play.
For sure.
Great arena.
Wow. Tough shot.
How that got in, I don't know. That was not the best angle as we go inside of a minute and a half to play. On the drive, count it. 𝗀𝗏𝗱𝗆𝗆. That is only her second field goal made this season. Was a junior college All-American at Shelton State Community College last year. Only her 10th game she's played this year.
Out of Prague. Prague, which is beautiful at Christmas time. I don't know if you've ever been, but I have.
You know, she's one of those players I love watching at practice. Doesn't get the playing time, but boy, she is always getting extra shots up every day before and after practice. I love seeing that from players. Texas Tech has played 11 players, 10 have scored. Mimi Sanogo, the only Lady Raider without a point so far this afternoon. Final 50 seconds upcoming.
Look at that little post-entry pass there from 𝗿𝗲𝗱𝘆 on the interior to Sanogo. Nice hands touch finishing around the rim. Texas Tech continuing to work on their execution, finding ways to execute with different players on the floor, getting a little bit of everybody involved in this one. I'm telling you what, though, Ron, I'm excited. We got Big 12 action coming up next.
Now things get serious.
Oh, they get real serious. I'm really looking forward to some of these matchups coming down. I'm looking forward to seeing TCU get tested. You have Olivia Miles, Marta Suarez coming off the second triple-double in a single game yesterday. You've got a really good Iowa State team. Audie Crooks, the nation's leading scorer. Arizona State off to their best start in program history. Molly Miller doing a phenomenal job. They remain undefeated, 13-0 on the season. A big win over Gonzaga last night. Lots to talk about in the Big 12.
I'll tell you, Olivia Miles is so impressive. She sees the court. So Texas Tech, this is the 5th time they have finished undefeated before conference play. The first time they've accomplished that since 2019-2020.